Hey there, I'm starting new videos, possibly a series. We'll see how it goes, as it's called the Weather Report, and it's a mix of my personal processing, what I'm picking up from around in the air, the energies, what I'm sensing, and just in a non-linear, abstract, chill sort of way, chatting about my perceptions. This is also very helpful at this time when everything has slowed way down and there isn't as much activity going on all around. It's a still point for a lot of layers, and it's bringing up things from underneath that maybe we had been too distracted before to notice or pay any attention to. Even though we always know what's underneath, deep down you know what the underlying issues are, what needs to be resolved, what needs to be seen and dealt with. A lot of life has been long periods of denial and bypassing and coping and distracting so that we don't have to be uncomfortable and vulnerable to address the elephants in the room or the situations that need to be cleared. There's a thing about getting too heavy, and a lot of people want to just, there's so much going on, can we just have light conversation? But when there are underlying stuck energies and patterns, it's really good to be able to talk them through, to expose them, and especially in the presence of another, so that, through relationship or interactions with others, we learn a lot faster than we do on our own, because we get to see a different perspective and feel a different energy. We get to see ourselves reflected back to ourselves, which is really helpful. And so even though it may seem like it's better to just stay light, not get too heavy, not talk about too much, the ironic thing is about that is that if you did take the opportunity to have a deep discussion with someone, really, really explore and give each other equal amounts of time to express, and really, really did the work, digging deep to have heavy conversations about what's going on with you, what's going on with the dynamic, what's going on in the world, what you're facing as a challenge. You want help overcoming denying something, being in denial. There are other, subtle forms of energy that just slip through and come out, and you're like, where did that come from? What's underneath? Am I angry? Is there sadness? Is there fear? Am I uncomfortable because I feel neglected and I want to express myself and I feel restricted? And these are the types of conversations that actually end up clearing the air so that you actually can have peace and stillness. Because peace and stillness, with all that stuff underneath, you can still feel that stuff underneath. It's not quite peaceful. So the time spent going into meditation and learning how it is to experience a space without tumult, without energy underlying. If you can get a glimpse of that, even for a minute, 2 minutes, get a taste of it, you will begin to build a trust with yourself that you can access something really pure and nourishing, to give yourself a break from the discomfort that may arise when everyone is so sensitive, especially right now, when everyone all of a sudden has to face fears and what's really important and what's slipping away and what should I be doing with my time that's most beneficial. I don't want to continue going through my life in a lazy, complacent fashion because I'm comfortable with what's going on, and to switch things up feels unfamiliar, and I'm afraid that what's going to happen? What's going to happen if I switch things up? This is digging deep. I'm digging deep right now. What am I afraid of happening if I switch things up in my daily routine, in my life, in my habits? I want to know, do you feel like you are capable of holding so much goodness? Do you feel that you have the permission to be beautiful, to be powerful in that beauty and your specific vulnerability? By switching things up and intuitively moving closer to the person that you know yourself to be, what is the danger in that? What is the danger of fully embodying yourself here with your big, big spirit that you dream and that you feel in your heart? What's the danger of bringing that fully here? Because it's so different, because people aren't used to it, because there isn't a lot of example of normal people fully embodying their full spirit. When we see people like that out or online or anywhere, it's like, wow, that person is courageous. It's like they don't care what people think. They just feel what they want to express and they do it. And they're doing it for the love of that expression, not for an audience, not for praise, not for any sort of reciprocation at all. Just to let that energy flow through freely without being blocked. And you can even imagine it coming down and to the top of your head and whooshing through your body, clearing out all the tumbleweeds in its path and allowing yourself to feel what it feels like to be a conduit of pure life force. Each and every one of us has unique expression, has a unique way of translating the unseen, and if we came here to diversify this plane as creators, each and every one of us has our own special power that should be utilized, that shouldn't be kept in a box for when maybe you're by yourself and you have enough energy, or when you're with the friend that really, really knows you, or you feel like they really know you, or only when you're with your family. Keep it turned on and you can feel something. You can feel a rushing of an energy every day. Why wouldn't you give yourself that gift? How draining is it to go throughout the day and inside really, really wanting to be let out, but you aren't letting yourself out. You just keep yourself small or whatever, conformed in a package that's acceptable by the people around you because you want to just make sure that everything's the same. You don't want to test the waters. It feels a little uncomfortable to express some part of yourself around someone that you've known. And all of a sudden they're like, I didn't realize that you had that part of you inside of you, and I just don't really want to hang out anymore. Well, wouldn't that be good anyway? If we could fully express ourselves and then know who's on board and who's not, right? Like, you can be in your full expression and someone really likes what's going on and it helps them get into their full expression. Get to express what's going on, what I'm feeling through me, through my specific translation. And so I really appreciate having the opportunity to present that, to be able to do that. And by putting up a video and knowing that people are watching, to be seen, as I've said in other videos, is so important, even on a quantum physics level. The observer makes the difference in the movement of the particle. And so that's what this is all about: giving, receiving, being seen, observing, feedback, presence, expression, bravery, permission, examples. And so I'm just one example, one expression here. And today, if I could just sum up the weather, I feel that there's an exuberance, a force, an energy that needs to move. And I might get out the drum and start drumming, or practice guitar, or sing really loud, or something. And if anyone has a spinal cord injury, or is paralyzed, or is disabled, like I am, and you know that being confined to a wheelchair and not being able to move as much as you want, you have to find other ways to express yourself. And so today, that's the weather for me, and what I'm feeling is an underlying urgency to, like a volcano, like to blow. And with that, the advice I will give to make sure we're staying balanced and grounded is make sure you're eating grounding foods. I just had rice and beans and some bread. Make sure you're doing breathing exercises and taking moments of still and calm and not getting too swept away. Just keep it level. Keep it calm. You are responsible for bringing a certain vibration or frequency here. Each one of us has a different tone, energy that we're offering. So be sure that you look at your offering and make sure it's something that you want to present to someone that you love. And that's my advice, and I hope you're doing well. And I hope to make a video tomorrow, and thank you very much.